How y'all doing? It's Attorney Gerald Griggs, president of the Georgia State Conference, here for our June monthly update on the workings of the Georgia State Conference. And the Georgia State Conference has been doing a lot of work this past June throughout the state. We encompassed the state and visited almost 8 units for their Juneteenth celebrations all throughout the states, from Rome, Georgia to Americus Sumter County, of course, Cobb County, City of Atlanta, East Point, and all over the state. We celebrated Juneteenth, the independence for African Americans, as it signaled the end of chattel slavery in America. We also were moving very robustly on different cases that are affecting individuals here in the state of Georgia. But more importantly, we were reporting on the Supreme Court's decisions throughout the month of June, and it was very up and down moment for the Supreme Court. The 3 voting rights cases that carved out new supermajorities in the state of Alabama and, of course, in Louisiana will have an impact on the state of Georgia and our voting redistricting case. So that was important. But, of course, there was a decision with affirmative action in the Supreme Court that has reshaped the course of college admissions. Of course, it's the position of the NAACP that it is solely limited to University of North Carolina and the Harvard case, but it will have a resounding impact on diversity, equity, and inclusion throughout the country, as well as in the state of Georgia. So we are reaching out to all of the universities throughout the state of Georgia, all schools of higher learning, to have a conversation on what diversity looks like, to make sure that diversity in admissions for college applications continues to be a strength in Georgia, and they continue to follow the Supreme Court's ruling that does say that race can be taken into account with college admissions, but has to be narrowly tailored. So we've been working on that. Of course, we've been working on standing up units. We visited Eatonton for the Jesse Davis Park March, which was highly impactful and well attended, and we continue to monitor the progress there in Eatonton. We've been monitoring the cases down in Camden County, where there have been incidents at the jail that we are working with the Camden County NAACP. And again, we continue to move around the state to make sure that individuals are having their constitutional rights protected and making sure there is no place for racial intolerance in this country and in this state. We've also partnered with the ADL. We had a meeting with the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District to push back on the hateful rhetoric that is coming against African Americans and the anti-Semitism that is happening in this state. We responded to the incidents that occurred a few weekends ago at Jewish synagogues by partnering with the ADL and lifting up the voices of the Cobb NAACP, the Macon Bibb NAACP, and the Houston County NAACP, where these incidents occurred. So we've been doing a lot of work around the state of Georgia to make sure we push forward. As we move into July, we are getting ready for National Convention. And for everyone that is registered for the National Convention, make sure you have your hotel accommodations, your flights ready, as we will be marching into the 114th convention with strength and power, as we are thriving. We are thriving as we move forward as the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. So I'm Attorney Gerald Griggs, president of the Georgia State Conference. We will continue to be on the front lines, continue to bring you the information as we move forward as the NAACP. And as we always say, we are moving forward, we are thriving, and we are continuing to be on the front lines of justice. So you need to join the NAACP, join one of our 100 units here in the state of Georgia, or our 40 youth and college units around the state, as we continue to be where we need to be to make sure that we don't take one step back. I'm Attorney Gerald Griggs, president of the Georgia State Conference, and I look forward to a productive July as we move the state conference forward.